What makes it possible to behave with moral integrity? We will learn the answer in this video. We have to start with the question about the conditions which are necessary for one to be responsible. What do we have to assume about the individual if we are to expect him or her to be responsible? Assumptions lying behind a humanistic concept of human nature include the following: that the individual is rational, free, unique, has emotions, enters into relationships, and is in the process of development. You can't be responsible if you can't see the consequences of your actions, if you are not free to take decisions, but forced to do something, or if you have the idea that everybody is replaceable, not unique. Having emotions and the capacity to enter into relationships with others allows an individual not only to think about the consequences, but feel them. And this has an impact on motivation. Moreover, responsibility grows with your stage of development, as you know from Kolbeck, but also from everyday experience. With increasing age, you have more and more people for whom you are responsible. Being responsible, discovering in ourselves and others these characteristics, allows us to behave morally. Moral behavior is based, according to Rest, on 4 basic components. Sensibility is awareness of the moral components of the action. It's easy to understand that stealing is wrong, but in more complex decisions like firing somebody and giving his reward to another, or firing people because of coronavirus, is far more complex. Judgment is an ability to decide if an action is good or bad. This involves an ability to judge the action in itself, whether it is good or bad, in the sense of violating some norms. Moreover, it refers to the competence of seeing what the consequences will be for other people. Motivation is the will to act for moral reasons, which means that you have integrated this moral component in your personality, perceiving yourself as a moral or ethical being. Character allows us to act according to our sensibility, judgment, and motivation. If you don't have enough practice, especially under time pressure and the influence of others, it is very easy to step back and follow the old schemas which we learned in our families or environments, but which we do not necessarily want to do. In other words, which are against our will. To summarize, a responsible person, one who is rational, free, unique, has emotions, enters in relations, and is in the process of development, is likely to behave morally, which requires 4 components: sensibility, judgment, motivation, and character. Thank you for your attention. In times of coronavirus,